The Tuesday afternoon sun dipped low over Willow Creek, casting long shadows across my 5-acre property as I pulled into the driveway. My stomach dropped when I saw them, 3 bikers in leather looming over my teenage daughter, Sophie Bennett. She stood pressed against the chicken coop, her project notebook clutched tight, her face pale, eyes wide with fear. Their Harleys blocked the path to our house, chrome glinting like a threat. I'd been an Army Ranger for 22 years, faced death on 6 combat tours, and thought I'd found peace here. But the Willow Creek HOA, led by Vivian Holt, had escalated from petty fines to outright intimidation. Those bikers had no clue who they were dealing with or how their world would unravel in the next 3 minutes. How far would you go to protect your child from strangers on your land? It meant everything to me, and it exposed a corrupt scheme that crumbled under the weight of truth. Willow Creek had been my haven since retirement. Lot 44, a quiet plot at the end of Maple Drive, far from chaos, a place to finally breathe. I'm James Bennett, a retired 75th Ranger Regiment colonel, now just James, the guy with a workshop and a daughter, Sophie, who'd grown up too fast. I bought this land 3 years ago during deployment, a place for Sophie's 4-H projects, a scholarship fund for vet school, and a barn for my woodworking, swapping battle plans for dovetail joints. At first, the HOA was tame, short meetings, fair fees, rules for neat lawns, neighbors who kept to themselves. Bliss for a war-weary man craving quiet. But that changed 2 years ago when Vivian Holt took over as HOA president. A corporate transplant with tailored suits and a sharp tongue, Vivian promised to modernize and maximize value. Within months, she turned our neighborhood into her fiefdom. Arbitrary rules, aggressive enforcement, fines for mailboxes half an inch off, grass too tall, or sheds too rustic. I complied, moving my mailbox, trimming the lawn, just to avoid trouble. Things darkened when I questioned her $500,000 improvement fund at a meeting. 8 months of fee hikes, no visible upgrades. Where's the money? I asked, pointing to vague consulting fees. The room went silent. Vivian's face hardened. Financials aren't for discussion, she snapped. Board members squirmed, mute. I knew the tactic, intimidation to silence dissent. The backlash was swift. Sophie's 4-H chicken project, her ticket to a scholarship, was deemed unauthorized animals. Despite our agricultural zoning and county approval, a certified letter demanded the coop's removal within 48 hours or face $100 daily fines. Sophie was furious. She'd spent months raising heritage breeds, designing a coop to specs, tracking sustainability. I fought back, submitting zoning proof, requesting a hearing. Vivian dug in, claiming the coop's design violated HOA rules. Fines piled up for excessive vehicles when Sophie's 4-H friends visited. Every fix triggered new violations, a clear message: comply or suffer. Sophie teared up, asking, "Why do they hate us?" I hugged her. "It's not you, kid. It's power." That Tuesday started like any other. Sophie texted she'd be home to work on her project. I was at Hanson's Hardware, grabbing supplies. Clara Hanson, the owner, asked, "Sophie's chickens still catching HOA heat?" "Nothing we can't handle," I said, loading lumber into my truck. Driving home, spring air in my face, I felt hopeful until I saw them. 3 bikers, Harleys roaring, cornering Sophie by the coop. The leader sneered, "Chickens go when the HOA says, kid." Sophie, in her yellow jacket, stood firm against their black vests, her eyes mirroring the fear I'd seen in war-torn villages. A black Cadillac Escalade idled at the street's end, Vivian Holt inside, phone up, filming her hired muscle. I pulled up, engine humming, and activated my surveillance system. Cameras rolled, capturing every angle. The bikers' jackets read Steel Cobra Vipers, a crew I'd crossed paths with during post-retirement FBI organized crime work. Hired thugs, not masterminds, but dirty enough. I sized up the leader, 6 feet 2 inches, 240 pounds, right-handed, steel-toed boots. The second was stocky, tattooed, ex-military vibe. The third, younger, twitchy, hand near his waist, possibly armed. "Gentlemen," I said, voice steady, "that's my daughter." "Back off." Sophie relaxed slightly but stayed tense. The leader, Royce, grinned, flashing a gold tooth. "James Bennett, Lot 44. 3 warnings, 7 violations. HOA says chickens go." He stepped closer to Sophie. "She stays till we're done." "You work for the HOA?" I asked, eyes narrowing. Royce laughed. "Community compliance officers, helping you see civic duty." "Bullies scaring kids?" I growled. His grin faltered. 20 feet now, I ordered. "Sophie, inside, call Sheriff Cole." She edged back. Royce grabbed her arm. "Not done, sweetie. Your dad needs a lesson." "Big mistake." 5 seconds to let her go, I said, voice low, lethal. 5. He tightened his grip. 4. He hesitated. 3. Sophie broke free, sprinting. 2. Their eyes locked on me, uncertain. 1. I dialed, gaze unwavering. Sierra Tango 7, Crimson Delta 3, Cobra Vipers, immediate containment. A voice confirmed, "Colonel Bennett, assets 3 minutes out." Royce paled. "Colonel Bennett?" The second biker, Tanner, hissed. "The ranger?" "We're done." The youngest, Micah, stammered, "They didn't say it was you." Black Suburban screeched in, blocking exits. Royce begged, "We didn't know. Vivian paid us to scare you." Micah added, "I'm on parole." I held firm. "You touched my daughter. Time's up." My old team, led by Tom Riley, deployed. "Colonel," Tom nodded. Royce spilled everything. Vivian wanted my land for condos, a golf course deal. She paid them $2,000 to drive me out. Tom smirked. "Vipers are on our RICO list." Nice catch. Vivian's Escalade revved, but a third Suburban pinned her in. Sheriff Nathan Cole, an old friend, stepped out. "Hell of a homecoming, James." Sophie was safe, clutching her journal, where she'd logged Vivian's drive-bys. Tom's tablet pinged, a text from Vivian to Royce. "Intimidate them. Use the girl." RICO conspiracy, straight up. Royce confessed 3 other families, the Hendersons, Martinez, and Kims, were targeted for prime lots. Vivian's brother's firm, Prime Horizon Realty, scooped up forced sales, funded by HOA accounts through no-bid contracts. My cameras caught Vivian filming from her Escalade, plus a tracker on our mailbox. Over 200 neighbors packed my barn for a town hall. They were stunned. Mary Henderson sobbed, "Bikers scared our grandkids." We sold. Luis Martinez said, "Racial jabs, daily fines." Grace Kim added, "Vivian hid the money." Sophie stood, voice steady. "They thought we'd break a loan. But we're a community, not prey." The barn roared with cheers. News crews swarmed. Vivian was cuffed, her scheme exposed. An audit traced $645,000 to her lake house. Vivian, her brother, and 2 board members faced 27 counts: fraud, racketeering, harassment, each sentenced to 8 years. Sophie's chickens won a $10,000 scholarship. Her coop became a community hub. Royce went straight, rebuilding homes. Redemption took root. Willow Creek rewrote its charter, open, fair, with capped fines and mandatory audits. Sophie now has law school. "You fought with truth, Dad," she said. "Our barn hosts barbecues, kids learn farming, neighbors connect." Vivian's tracker is gone. Our eggs feed the needy. From fear, we forged an unbreakable community. The fight was over. Vivian's empire fell, her greed undone by truth and unity. Sophie and I stood stronger, our land secure, our neighbors' family. Willow Creek thrives, a testament to what happens when a community stands as one. No one threatens our home again, not while I'm here and not while truth prevails.